Now this will be the lesson 2 for the probability 1. So here we'll be dealing with the colors. So the colors can be in the form of pens, balls, shirts, chairs, anything having colors. Alright, so it's not only for balls, it can be anything concerning about colors. Now let's assume we have a number of red balls to be maybe 7, the number of maybe yellow balls to be 5, and if a ball is selected at random, find the probability that the ball is, so A we have it's red, B is maybe yellow. Okay, so let's go through this. Now we have 7 red balls and we have 5 yellow balls. And if a ball is selected at random, we want to find the probability that the ball is red or it's yellow. Now what about if I add C? Maybe the ball is red or yellow. Okay, so this is how the thing will be. So already we have 7 red balls, we have what, 5 yellow balls. So our total balls will be 7 plus 5, which will be what, 12. So the probability for selecting a red ball becomes what? Already we know our probability of the event to be what? Number of events or number of what? Sample space. If you refer to our lesson 1, you see this thing there. Okay, so the probability of the red balls. Now, when you're about to select this red ball, how many red balls do we have there? Now we have 7 red balls and each of them has a chance of what? Being selected. It means that the chances there is what? 7. Though we want to select one, but we have 7 chances there. So the 7 chances will be the event, meaning we can select any of these 7. So it means here will be 7 over the total number of balls to is what? We have 12. So this will be the probability for what? Selecting a red ball. So the 7 at the top means we have 7 balls there and each 7 red balls, and each of these 7 red balls has a chance of what? Being selected. So it's 7 on 12. So this will be our A. Our B, the probability for the yellow. Now when you're about to select this yellow ball, how many yellow balls do we have? Now we have 5 yellow balls. So these 5 yellow balls, we can select any of them. So each of them has a chance of what? Being selected, meaning our number of events will be what? It will be 5 over the sample space, and that will be what? 12. Okay, so this one too will be the answer for the yellow. I think we can break it down, so we just have to leave it like this. Now the C aspect, we have the probability for red or yellow. So red or probability for yellow. Now we said in mass or means what? Plus. So it means that this becomes what? The probability for red plus the probability for yellow. So you ask yourself, what's the probability of selecting a red ball? I think we've solved it here already. So that is 7 on 12. So plus the probability of selecting what? A yellow ball is what? 5 on 12. That one, so we have it here already. If you don't have it, then it means you need to solve it. And this will finally give us what? This plus this will what? 12 on what? 12, which is what? 1. Now we are getting 1 because we are referring to what? The sample space. The sample space is talking about what? Red balls and what? Yellow balls. And we too want to find the probability of what? Red balls and what? Yellow balls. So we are referring to the sample. That's why we are getting what? The 1. All right. So what about if we have these balls and want to select 2 balls or more? 2 balls or more. So let's assume we have this question. All right, so let's solve more questions on this. All right, so now if we have 2 balls, so if you have 2 colors, sorry, now a box contains 7 red balls and 8 black balls. If 2 boxes are selected at random without replacement, what's the probability that? Now we can see that we have the sub questions there, and we have to answer these questions. Now normally if we select 2 colors, it means that this comes with what conditions, either with replacement or without replacement. Either you place in before you pick the second one, or when you pick the first one, you place it in before you pick the second one. So let's proceed. Now let me summarize this thing up here. So here we have something like, so we have red balls to be 7, black balls to be 8. So our total balls will be what? 15. sorry. So in all, if we want to now find A, so both are red. So we want to find the probability that both are red. Now if both are red, it means that the first is red, so R1. R1 means first is red, so the 1 here is first, and second 2 is red, so the 2 here is second. Now when you're about to select this first red ball, how many red balls do we have there? We have 7 red balls. So each of these 7 has a chance of what? Being selected. So the chances here will be 7. That will be the event on what? The sample space, which was the total. N means times. So this is the N, and it means what? Times. Okay. Now after this recording, 1 red ball will be out, and we'll be left with what? Only 6 red balls, and the total will also what? Decrease by 1, making what? 14. So if you're about to select the second red ball, we only have what? 6 red balls there, and each of these 6 too has a chance of what? Being selected. So the chances there is 6 over the total now available is what? 14. And if you multiply this and this, you get 42 on 210. Or you can also decide to allow the 7 to go into this. You get what? 2 will also go into this. You get what? 3. Then 3 will go into this. You get what? 5. So this can be what? 1 over 5. That is when you simply, you can also key this on the calculator to get 1 over 5. B, none is red. None is red means they are all what? Black. So if you are dealing with 2 colors and none is red, it means they are all black. So first is black, the second 2 is what? Black. Sorry. Now selecting the first to be black. When you're about to select the black balls, how many black balls do we have there? We have 8. So each of them has a chance of what? Being selected. So that will be 8 over 15 times the B aspect. So after this recording, 1 black ball is out. So we are left with what? 7 black balls, and the total to decrease by 1, So here will be what? 7 over 14. And this will give us what? 56 on 210. So if you multiply this and this, you get 56. This time this, you get what? 210. If you simplify, your answer should be 4 over 15. You can key this thing on the calculator and I'm sure you get something like this. All right, now let's see. 1 is red, so we have the probability. 1 is red, then 1 is black. Now we need to be careful with this type of questions. They are saying 1 is red, 1 is black. It doesn't mean the first is red and then the second is black. They are just saying 1 is red and what? 1 is black. So it means that if 1 is red and 1 is black, it can be first red, then second what? Black, or first black and second what? Red. So no matter what, we need to get both sections of what? This probability. The idea is we need 1 red and what? 1 black. So if I ask you, let's assume we have these colors there, I ask you to go and pick 1 red and what? 1 black. You can decide to pick red first or decide to pick what? Black first. So if you pick red first, it means you pick what? Black second. Or if you pick black first, you pick what? Red second. That's the idea. All right, so here the probability of selecting the red becomes what? When you're about to select, what do we have? We have red balls to be what? 7. Total is what? 15. N means times. Now after this recording, 1 red ball is out. So now we have 6 red balls available. The black balls remain constant, that is 8, and the total is now what? 14. So when you're about to select the second black ball, we have the black balls there to be what? Still 8, but the total is what? 14. So 8 on what? 14. All means plus. Now the all means we are starting again, so I assume you don't know this, so let's start again. Okay, now here the first should be what? Black. So selecting black, we have the total blacks to be what? 8, and the total itself is what? 15. And so times, so after this, 1 black is out, so the total too is 14. So the red will be what? 7 on 14, and this time this will give us this by this will give us 56 on 210, plus this one to 56 on 210, and if we are to add this 56, we're getting 112 over 210. So please simplify to get this answer for me. All right, now the E aspect, let me do it here. So the E aspect, we have first is red, second is black. So here we are saying that the first is red. Now note the difference between this and this. Here 1 is red, 1 is black. Here first is red, second is what? So here we are being restricted to maintain red first, then second to what? Black. So this will be red first and what? Black second. And I think this we've done it already. It's here. Red first, black second. We had the answer to what? 56 on 10. So that is selecting red ball will be what? 7 on 15. Then means times, and selecting what? This already 1 red ball is out, so the total is now 14. So the black is still 8, and this will what? 14, and this will give us 56 on what? 210. Final answer will be what? 4 on 15. Okay. All right, so let's continue with at least 1 is red. Now 1 is red means, sorry, at least 1 is red. Now at least 1 means what? 1 or more. But with reference to this question, we are dealing with only 2 colors. So the more aspect will only be what? 2. It means 1 and what? 2. Now when it comes to 1, it can be red first, black second, or black first, red second. And when it comes to a 2 aspect, it will be what? Both are red. So that will be the probability that we have red first and black second, or black first and red second, or both are red. So you can see that for each section or bracket, we have at least 1 red there. So here we have 1 red, here too we have 1 red, and here we have what? More, which is 2. But I prefer using the shortcut. If you refer to our lesson 1, see that we use a shortcut there for at least 1. So whenever you see at least 1, you can also prefer to write 1 minus the probability that we have none. So none is what? Red. So the probability for none, you can subtract from 1, and it's the same as what? At least 1. Now already we've solved for what? None already. So the none is here. None is red. We had the answer to what? 4 on 15. So you can just subtract it from 1, and that will be the at least 1. So in short, don't waste your time using this. Whenever you see at least 1, just use 1 minus none. So this is 4 on 15, and this will give us what? 11 on 15. Now when you use this method, you still get the same answer. Okay, now again, our last one will be the probability that we have at most 1 is red. And again, when we say at most 1 is red, it means that 1 red or what? Less. 1 red or less. Now the 1 red can be red coming first, black second, or black coming first, red second. And the least will be what? No red. So that will be none is red. So it will be red first, black second, or black first, red second, or no red. So none is red, and if none is red, they are all what? Black. Okay, here so I prefer to use the shortcut. That is when you have at most 1. It means that we can write what? 1 minus the probability that both are red. So when you are dealing with 2 colors and you have at most 1, you can write 1 minus both, and that is for when you are dealing with 2 things. So 1 minus both. So prefer this one because this one will waste your time. So I'll advise you use the shortcuts here. So 1 minus both, and here too we have the both answer. We had the answer to 1 over 5. So just subtract 1 on 5 from this, and that will give us what? 4 on 5. And I'm sure if you use this method, you come to this 4 on 5. Thank you very much. I'll end here. Continue later. Bye bye.